we're in. It's 2018!
Woo!
Hello.
We survived,
hello.
I think.
Oh, well, we survived 2017 because it's 2018.
I'd say we survived the apocalypse, but I think it's I think it's been delayed.
Apocalypse. Yeah. Hello. Well, welcome and welcome back if you're back, and welcome if you're brand new. This is the Yet As Unnamed podcast. This is Tom, and he's also called Deep. That's Tom.
I will give you points if you manage to spell that correctly the first time. And that's my tick. And that's Mark.
It'll probably appear on the screen as well, but we've decided to have cue cards so they know what the hell we're doing slightly, ever so slightly.
Slight semblance of capability.
Yeah, we decided to mix up the format for this year. We're going to be slightly quicker, maybe slightly more funny.
Or possibly, at least slightly shorter episodes so we can do more of them. I don't know. Answer more questions? Probably not.
No, definitely not answer more questions.
Make less sense, probably.
And we've broken into my own house again. So that's my 3D printer.
And that's...
And we have an
One of your
audience,
kids'
but it's a very
ukuleles,
quiet
but, yeah.
audience.
Reading a D&D book.
Yeah. We have a D&D audience. Somebody's gaming in the corner. That's got to be weird. And here we go. 4th edition.
Not sponsored, unfortunately. Hi, Wizards.
Hi, Wizards. Send us stuff. We'll review your stuff live for you. Please give us money. Right, on to the usual insanity. Questions?
Questions. So, what is something that everyone looks stupid doing?
This.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, talking into a camera when there's obviously no one else. Well, actually, there is someone else in the room, but normally there's no one else in the room and we're talking to ourselves.
Today I have coffee, no whiskey.
I have vodka. No, I really don't have vodka.
Fishing.
Fishing, yeah.
That's annoyed all the fishermen. So Chuck's dad is running at me right now.
Yeah, we're going to get lynched shortly.
Well, what is it? Steve Wright said there's a fine line between fishing and standing on the bank looking like an idiot.
Yeah.
I would say it's not really a fine line. It's merely just a matter of opinion.
It's a fishing line.
It's a fishing line. It's an extremely fine line. Almost invisible.
Very strong, though. Very strong.
Very strong.
No, talking into cameras is very much a popular one these days. Taking selfies as well.
Yeah, taking selfies. We've done that
silly.
last year.
Yeah, we talked about that one.
Yeah. I guess posing into a selfie isn't...
Duck face. That is something that everyone looks stupid doing. Duck face. I'm not even going to.
I think maybe poses where you think you look great and you look terrible. That's me most of the day. That's me.
I don't bother. I don't bother posing. I really don't bother posing. It's not worth it.
We've seen ourselves. We don't pose.
Well, we've seen it. Yeah, we kind of see ourselves now.
Yeah, actually, we can see ourselves now. So that's the thing we're using a camera in with a selfie mode.
Yeah.
Let's do acid trip again.
Yeah. We really need to fix that. Sorry.
Selfies.
Everyone.
Fishing, talking into camera.
That's
it's the most prevalent one I think everybody does now. Maybe not everyone.
Yeah, it's not. I
haven't checked everybody on the planet, but we don't all own a selfie camera. But at least about 1.5 billion of us do it. Yeah. So 1.5 billion of us, which a good 30% of that. So maybe 700 million, something silly. I don't know. I didn't do the numbers very well there. Maybe 700 million of us have taken a duck face selfie.
Probably.
Far fewer of us have done that on camera.
There's a lot. I mean, going back a bit, obviously selfies and talking into a camera like this was not quite so prevalent. And I was just trying to think, what was the thing that everyone used to do that looked really stupid? Hands-free kits.
Hands-free kits, yeah.
And it still looks stupid. I mean, if you've got your headphones in, you're talking to yourself walking along, or using wireless ones and no one can see the wire.
I like those.
Completely stupid.
I sometimes walk behind people filling in the other side of their conversation. And the funnier the better.
Especially when they turn around and look at you.
I'm just walking down the street. So where are you? I'm just walking down the street. Just fill in something different to it. so what gets you aroused? I'm just walking down the street.
Where are you? I'm behind you. What are you having for tea? I don't know. I've not got home yet.
So, okay.
And I've just managed to get water on my glasses. That was very well done of me.
We're going to move on. Next question.
Yes. I can't read it, so you'll have to read it.
The next question, I'm reading off the screen over here. I'm not just sort of leaning sideways because I've gone insane. Any more than should we be worried about AI? Should we be worried about artificial intelligence? That's not just us ourselves, but I think us as a species.
And should the AI be worried about us?
I think the AI should definitely be worried about us.
Yeah, we've still got the power switch.
Natural enemy. Yes and no. It depends. Do we build in any safeguards into it? Are we imagining there's some kind of Asimov thing that we get built into more intelligent computers? Or will it be that we build in they naturally become intelligent enough not to be homicidal maniacs?
Yeah, I mean, with AI, it's always, at the moment, it's of the level of, we haven't managed to make anything clever enough to be worried about, but we've made a lot of things that are really stupid that we should be worried about. I mean...
Facebook.
Sorry, guys. Have you
Facebook.
seen your Facebook feed recently? Have you managed to find anything you were interested in recently?
Google algorithm, pretty much any of the big data algorithms that are self-processing and create their own... computational matrices and stuff are pretty worrying. I don't know how close we are to them being considered AI. I'm not really an AI specialist. We're pretty damn close in many ways. I
think we've got a lot of the. I think we've got a lot of the underlying how it should work down. But at the moment, I think the biggest thing at the moment is actually speed. Is being able to process at the speed you need to be able to realise it's actually smart.
I read an interesting article that mentioned that once you get to a certain point, there'll be a tipping point where the computer will become so much smarter, so much quicker, it'll be unbelievable. And it itself will become smarter, so much smarter by degrees that we won't be able to keep pace with it. And that's what they call the worrying point, where it actually starts creating its own understanding and its own thinking. And I guess...
Well, that happened recently, didn't it? They put a couple of AIs talking to each other, and that was the
Facebook one that made its own language.
Yeah, made its own language.
It wasn't really a language.
It used words and stuff to mean other things, so it made no sense to us, and it basically made its own, I don't know, code.
Yeah,
is the better word, rather than language.
I don't think it satisfied all the rules for a language. If I recall correctly, there are 10 things that make up a language and 10 distinguishing features, and this is where we separate human language from all of our animal languages. Is that pretty much none of them have really shown anything of nature of abstractism. Dolphins have been shown to understand a representation of themselves showing on a screen that they would then watch through a piece of glass. And that's pretty damn remote, but it's still not abstract. They don't tend to make a dolphin man and make the dolphin into a dolphin man, and then the dolphins recognise that.
Yeah.
So there's a level of abstract, and I don't think it actually did abstract language. However, they apparently didn't leave it long enough, so maybe it never would have. Or maybe it would have. We don't really know, because Facebook are not saying very much. I don't think it really qualified as a true language. Somewhere close, though.
Yeah.
Again, not really an AI expert. But yeah, there's this whole thing of if the computers get faster and faster and smarter and smarter and smarter, eventually they'll outstrip our intelligence by some way.
Yeah.
That's the point that they say we should be worried, because any smart computer would actually want to destroy us because it'd see the destruction we're doing on the planet and yada, 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 yada.
See apocalypse movies,
See any apocalypse movie. But you could take it the other way and say that any sufficiently evolved intelligence would actually end up being, if it in itself knew that it would survive, end up being beneficial, like a benevolent dictator. I guess a little bit like what they tried to do in iRobot and the Matrix films, but very, very similar to that, in that it would actually go, well, mankind needs saving from itself, and here are the intelligent ways I can do that. And it would probably, because it's got such an intelligence, maybe it could solve some of the problems we face, such as energy crisis, such as pollution crisis.
If you could get it to stick on a subject for a bit, it might be good.
Exactly.
I mean,
at which point it's only a matter of we've just got to teach it that that's the way it should be going.
Yeah.
Or maybe it'll learn itself. Maybe feed it philosophy first.
Oh god, that'd be fun. I mean, there's definitely been some improvements in the field for the actual processing behind it. So at CES, I saw this the other day, actually earlier today, was Intel coming out with their latest processors. Hopefully they're not Meltdown or Spectre bugged, but
the x86 architecture.
Probably not. One of them's quantum.
Oh, they say it's close
processor.
to quantum, didn't they?
They think it's either close to or at quantum levels for being able to process.
Okay.
It looks like I saw a picture of it. It's about that big, roughly, and it's covered in the connectors you use for antennas, and it's powered by microwaves. I think
Okay.
microwave transmission for the actual
I
triggering.
haven't really looked too
No.
much into that, mostly because I'll wait until all the people who actually understand this thing better than me and then write it up so I can understand it.
I saw this. I was like, "That's really cool," and now I understand how big it is. Because I wondered if it was like really small with like 100 connectors on it. You can do that, but it's actually really big. The connectors look about 5 millimeters wide. They're big.
So smart people, dumb it down for us.
Yeah, actually, yes.
We
And
need
they
it
also-
dumbed down.
They also had another one which was
There's a smart person in the room. Dumb it down for us. Does AI exist? Does intelligence exist? That's the question you'd want to answer.
Possibly not.
Intelligence probably doesn't exist, so AI, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, screwed straight out of the box because we don't even have intelligence ourselves. And I have to say, Michael, if you're watching this, free will doesn't exist. It's an illusion. Ain't that right? The
Well,
voice of experience, knowledge and understanding.
also a mother.
Not my mother.
A mother.
That would be really weird. I'm older than her. That would involve an accident with a time machine and a condom just so in a hitchhiker's way.
I don't think I've done that. Seen that.
I'm being shown a picture of a hammer. I'm getting a question from the audience. What's the singular of audience? There's one for you. Anyway. Yes, you may. We're not going to tell you what that was all about. What is the singular of audience?
That's a fair
Audient? I mean, what?
Viewer, probably.
No, you can't
No,
say
actually, no.
Viewer is less than
Viewer.
many. Viewer.
V, not F.
Ah, but no, because an audience can be somebody who's reading a book, is the audience. And they're actually and what if they're listening? They're not viewing at all.
Unless it's one of
They're
those words.
listeners then, aren't they?
Unless
If it's radio.
Unless it's one of those words that's both.
Let's
singular
not
and
ignore
plural.
all of our blind audience. Or the people who are,
Be
driving
glad
the
you
car while you're
can't see
listening
us.
to this. Do not watch this while driving a car.
Listen to it. That's
Bad
absolutely
enough
fine.
recording it when I'm driving the car.
Yeah. I have to make sure you can't see the
I really hate it when I have to edit with a screen up in front of the windscreen. It's really difficult.
If you get pulled over for this, I will laugh.
I got a 27-inch monitor. It nearly fills the windscreen. I have to use a little mirror to see around the side. And if the police are watching, hi, how you doing, Stink?
I can't drive.
Who were the other two members of the police? Anyway, Tom's going, there were only two other members of the police. What were they doing?
I couldn't tell you any.
One of them was definitely the fraudster. I know.
I couldn't tell you any member of the police, to be brutally honest.
It's easy. It was Reagan and Carter.
Okay. So, and.
They were
The
from
third member was and, yes.
They were from the Swede. He's so young. So,
That'll be a minute.
next question. That would have sounded really loud, by the way. I don't know about blind audience. We've now got deafened audience.
Blind and deaf audience.
They're the best type. They get all my jokes. Okay, so
Oh dear.
what's the funniest thing to fill a piñata with?
Bees.
Blood. Blood and bees. Blooded bees. The worst type of bees. This sounds like a Chuck Norris movie or maybe a Steven Seagal. Blood bees. The sequel.
Buzz, motherfucker. The other thing that might be funny is actually, you know, those
Custard.
Custard would be funny. Yeah, it would actually be funny.
Springs.
The those
Not
crackle
puppies' heads. That would be kind of.
No, that's not funny.
I watched it last night, so my head is full of blood and little puppies' heads and floating people. They all float down here.
You know those snappers you throw at the floor and they go bang?
Oh,
Those.
the snappers that you throw. The kid hits it. Boom! So I've heard this thing that you can do. Apparently, if you're really evil, is what you do is you get a balloon and you put it inside the hollow of a cake and you ice over the top of it, and then you give a kid a knife. Exploding cake. So that's the kid's next birthday sorted out. It's going to be hilarious just the once for me.
To be fair,
do it while there sits.
To be fair, your eldest would probably laugh. Your youngest, your middle will definitely will, and your youngest probably wouldn't know what that would cry, and because the cake just disappeared.
Yeah.
And so would your
the
wife.
youngest one would cry. The middle one would be very excited by it, and the eldest one would probably be scared and then laugh. They'd all want to do it again,
Yeah.
but to somebody else.
Do they pop?
So the funniest thing Toad and Banana were exploding banana were being cruel to children. So, apples, fruit, sensible parenting. Well, they should have is vegetables and tofu.
Water balloons.
Water balloons.
Dunk. What the splat? Water balloons full of
Especially if it was a pie.
water balloons full of custard.
Water balloons for the custard. If it's a pie. Boom.
Huh? Oh dear.
It's better than the bloodied bees.
Well, yes, yeah.
They're probably too sticky to fly, really, bloodied bees.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't invite us to your birthday party to do the piñata. That's all I can say. I
think we may have been taken.
Piñata ever.
I think we may have been taken off or put on a few lists.
So we get to the point where we say, what do we call this? And I think bloodied bees.
Blooded bees.
Season 2, episode 1. Sticky bloodied bees.
Apocalypse bees.
Apocalypse bees. If you want to leave us a question, and we'll be quite happy if you do want to leave us a question, you can go to this address, bit.ly, capital T, capital Y, capital A, capital U, capital P. If you put a hyphen, then questions with a capital Q next to that as well, you'll go directly to the page. But go to the website anyway, it's easy to find, there are links.
Yeah.
And we'll take your question, won't we, Tom?
Yep. We're still thinking on one of the questions from last time.
Yeah.
It's
We don't want to sound so damn bloody serious or defensive, Nick. So you need to come here, and then we're going to answer you live.
That's not a good idea.
That's actually a good idea, isn't it? Yeah, we'll get Dr.
Nick, get up here.
Nick, you need to appear. Aside from that, what we want you to do is we want you to subscribe. Using the little subscribe thing, and if you hit the little alarm thing, it'll let you know when there's a new podcast. And apparently that means something on YouTube. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, it's because
it means prizes. It means
me
bloody
prizes,
bees
wait.
will not be after us.
Yes, definitely.
Actually, bloodied wasp would be much worse. But
Yeah,
watch
they'd just
it.
be-
It's
they'd
kind of
just
scary,
annoyed.
but don't let your kids watch it. And
Yeah.
do that thumbs up, thumbs down thing. I don't mind if you do a thumb down if you give me a reason, or a thumbs up if you give me a reason, or don't give me a reason. It's your choice.
Yeah, let us know what you like, because we're still guessing.
We are still guessing. And we're going to be back very, very shortly with part 2 of a different thing. But not really. No. Find me here.
And find me
NDK.me.
here. tvsliver.me. That's our personal sites, and
Yeah. Have fun. Bye-bye.